Hi there, this is a tutorial about NURBS. NURBS is an acronym. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it means, but the BS at the end is basically short for B-spline. So they're all spline surfaces. Now all 3D objects are hollow, and today in this tutorial I'm going to tell you about the lathe. The lathe is in itself nothing. It needs curves. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a simple bottle. In order to do that, I'm first going to go to the front view, F4, and zoom out a little bit. And I'm just going to take the pen tool. Now the pen tool is default Bezier curve. I'm going to use the central axis, the y-axis, to basically draw half a contour. So I'm just going to start over here. I'm dragging it to the left, click and drag, and let's make the bottom a little bit hollow. All right, and let's put it up here. And I don't have to click and drag. If I just click, I get a hard point. So basically a corner. But for this bottle, I'm just going to use this line like that. And make this the bottleneck. If you want to edit your spline after it's finished, that's actually the best way to do it. And don't try to edit these points. If you make a mistake, don't try to edit these points while you're drawing your line. It's actually harder than to just do it afterwards. So I'm ending up here at the middle again, exactly on the axis, and I'm just hitting escape to finish the line. And now I can actually, I'm already in point mode because I've been drawing a line, and now with the move tool I can actually adjust these points so that they match what I actually wanted. You can manipulate these things until you're satisfied, and for the example this is okay. Now I've drawn the outside of the bottle and the inside of the bottle, and what is important to know is that the line starts off as a white line and it slowly evolves into a blue line. This is the end point and this is the starting point. Now what you need to do is go to perspective view. Well, you don't have to do that at first, but I will, and it's F1 by the way, and I'll just drop in the spline. If I do it like this. Now take note of the cursor. It actually tells you that you are about to drop the spline into the lathe. And then I get this bottle. Now what's handy about using the software and using this spline, I can still edit the spline. I can actually add points, change points, and this is a little bit hard to do in perspective view with the solid surface around it, but if I go to F4 again and I just flick off the lathe, put a little cross here, I can actually start changing things around, and my bottle will change accordingly. If I flick on the lathe again, you can do this interactively. So for instance, I will pull on the so-called tangent handle and make this into something completely different. Now the one thing you have to remember is that if I go back to F4 and I switch off the lathe, these lines shouldn't cross. So here I'm almost there. I'm just putting it down just to make sure that the surface doesn't cross itself, because that would be a mistake. Because actually you're turning your bottle inside out. That's what it comes down to. All right, enjoy.